We will react to media silence after pro-Palestine Jewish woman viciously assaulted. We will see what is happening. We will see what crystal ball. We will see what Crystal Ball and Emily have to say. Play.
People like this used to be put. At the same time, let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about Ben-Gvir, who is, I mean, this man is a convicted terrorist. People like this used to be pushed to the fringe of Israeli society. Now he is an important and influential and powerful part of the Netanyahu coalition.
Netanyahu.
So he went to Yale. At the
Bibi
same time, let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about Ben-Gvir.
Yahoo is in the word Netanyahu, Y-A-H-O-O, meaning a stupid person or a disgraceful person. This word fits this dude. It really does fit this bloke, this wanker, this goofball, bro. Yeah. War criminal, bro. Bro, denial of access to food, to water, to electricity. Denial of access to water, food, electricity, and other things, bro. It is really odious, bro. It is crazy. Bibi, he should be denounced by everybody with a soul, word.
At the same time, let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about Ben-Gvir, who is, I mean, this man is a convicted terrorist. People like this used to be pushed to the fringe of Israeli society. Now he is an important and influential and powerful part of the Netanyahu coalition. So he went to Yale. There were protests there. He went and spoke at a synagogue in Brooklyn. There were protests there as well. And the pro-Israel counter-protesters turned quite violent. We can put this up on the screen. And in particular, and, just warning, like, this is disturbing. So this is a pro-Palestine woman who, is surrounded by this, like, mob of counter-protesters who are screaming at her and all sorts of, horrible insults and death to Arabs, etc. She's being escorted by police officers.
It is equally odious as the anti-Jew speech, the anti-Jew slurs, anti-Jew pejoratives, the anti-Jew rhetoric, the anti-Jew statements. Equally odious, bro. Equally terrible all the way. All the way. Equally terrible all the way. All the way.
And it was death to Arabs, etc. She's being escorted by police officers, and it was death to Arabs, etc. She's being escorted by police officers, and it was quite a fraught scene. We can put the next one up on the screen. You can see this woman who was assaulted.
Blood all over her face, bro.
There, bloodied, and here after receiving some treatment and with her bandages. So this is a pro-Palestine woman who happens to be Jewish.
We don't want to lump all Zionists, but certain ones, yes, they feel that they can act with no repercussions for their actions. Yes.
Bloodied, and here after
it is wild. It is very wild.
So this is a
it is very
pro-Palestine
crazy
woman who happens to be Jewish, and also Emily happens to be Israeli. And I just have to say, one up on the screen, you can see
the Zionists who think this is
assaulted,
funny, great, good, are disgraceful people. The Zionists who revel in this, who rejoice this, who are happy she's hurt, traumatized, injured, bloodied. Bro. The Zionists who revel in this, they should be ashamed of themselves, evilness, bro. wickedness, immorality. These people, they are moral muck. They really do suck. These people are really blights and curs and villains. Certain ones, not all, certain ones who are Zionists, but not all. Not all Zionists are pieces of garbage, but there a plenitude of them are. It is a social, this hate is a social disease that needs to be eradicated. Word up.
Palestine woman who, is surrounded by this like mob of counter protesters who are screaming at her and all sorts of
sending this victim good energy,
etc.
Glad she's still here, alive, breathing. Yes.
And it was quite a fraught scene. We can put the next one up on the screen. You can see this woman who was assaulted. You can see her on the left there, bloodied, and here after receiving some treatment and with her bandages.
Sorrowful.
Who happens to be Jewish and also
unfortunate.
Bloodied, and here after receiving some treatment and with her bandages. So this is a pro-Palestine.
This is
was
despicable, bro.
You can see her on the left there,
detestable,
bloodied,
abhorrent.
Brought scene. Put the next one up on the screen. You can see these officers, and it was quite a fraught scene. We can put the next one up on the screen. You can see this woman who was assaulted. You can see her on the left there, bloodied, and
violence is not the correct solution,
so
bro.
It
isn't the right approach. Violence,
physical
harm is not the right approach,
Up on the screen, you can see this woman, these officers, and it was quite a fraught scene. We can put the next one up on the screen. You can see this woman
make better arguments, have better arguments, make better arguments.
You can see this woman who was assaulted,
with intellect demolish
here on the left
the
there, bloodied, and
opponent's
after
arguments.
Treatment and with her bandages. So this is a pro-Palestine.
Don't do
assaulted.
Violence.
You can see her
Please
on the left
don't.
There, bloodied, and here after
peacefully disagree.
And with her bandages.
Civilly disagree.
So this is a pro-Palestine woman who happens to be Jewish and bloodied, and here after receiving some treatment and with her bandages. So this is a pro-Palestine woman who happens to be Jewish and also, Emily, happens to be Israeli. And I just have to say, if
they're
this
treating
was a
their own
Jewish
people
Israeli woman
poorly, bro.
Who was pro-Israel, who had been viciously assaulted
they
in
would,
this way,
bro.
We would have heard endless media coverage over it. And it would be used to smear the entire pro-Palestine movement as violent anti-Semites.
Yep.
But because she happens to be a pro-Palestine Jewish Israeli
she goes
woman,
against the prevailing narrative.
Very little mainstream coverage. And certainly it's
purposely refuse to cover
all
this.
Of the pro-Israel side of the equation.
They intentionally refuse to cover this because it
Jewish
doesn't
Israeli
fit
woman,
the narrative.
We get very, very little mainstream coverage. And certainly it's not used to tar all of the pro-Israel side of the equation as being anti-Semitic or being violent and out of bounds, etc.
Things were getting really wild and
bruh. Yeah. Bro, Bro, this is really sad, bro. This is really sad. This is really sad. The failure of the pro-Israel people on the right in the media to cover this situation is the same as the failure of the pro-blacks in the media to cover, it is the same as the pro-blacks, the failure of the pro-blacks on the left in the media who refuse to cover real black victims of crime who disagree politically or don't agree with the Democrat Party 100%. It is the same ish, bro. It is a scourge. It is deleterious. It is detrimental. It is horrible, bro. This failure to cover, to be balanced, to be consistent. It is the same ish. Words up, yo. Bro. They don't, the pro-Israel people, the pro-Jew people on the right, they don't cover, they are not covering this because the victim is not pro-Israel or pro-Israel occupation or pro-Israel mass carnage or pro-IDF or pro-Israeli government. She doesn't deserve empathy, sympathy, humanization, respect, care, remorse, mercy, sorrow, thoughts. She doesn't deserve that in their eyes because she's not a puppet of Israel or of the Jewish community, of the Jewish group. She's no puppet. She's no simp. She's no fawner. She's no idolater. She's no worshiper of the group. So the pro-Israel people on the right in the media don't cover it. Bro, just like the radical, meant to say just like the pro-blacks on the left in the media, they don't cover real black victims of crime because they are not puppets of the black race or of the Democrat Party. They're not fawners. They are not idolaters of the black race or of the blue party. So they don't get sympathy, empathy, remorse, care, humanization, or sorrow because they don't agree blindly with everything the black race, the collective, with the narrative from the collective or from the cult leader, bro, or of the despots, of the tyrants in these groups, in the black group, in the Democrat Party, bro. They don't bend the knee to these groups, so they don't get the attention or coverage when they experience real abuse, violence, or worse. It is crazy, bro. It is really sad. The people on both sides who refuse to cover this, they don't have the best interest of the people they say they have care for. They profess to have care for, they purport to have care for these people, but they really don't. They're inconsistent. They only discuss publicly when the people in their group who blindly agree with everything they say gets abused, but they don't give coverage when the people in their race or group or party or religion disagree or diverge or dissent get victimized, abused, attacked, there's no remorse, there's no sympathy, there's no empathy, there's no care, there's no concern, there's no worry, bro. It is fake. It is fugazi love. It is fake love. They say fake love is worse than real hate. Yeah, that is one of the realest quotes. Yo, the person who hates you is up front. They say out the gate. They say out the gate. They hate you. They hate your guts. They are overt. They are, they make it be known from the jump. They detest you. They abhor you. But you are able to respect the person who is up front with the hate more than the person who pretends to be cool with you, to like you, to be fond of you, to be there for you, to have concern for you, but are really snakes in the grass. They are really perfidious. They are really wolves in sheep's clothing. So the people who pretend, they can't be trusted. They are fugazi. They are insincere. These people are grifters, bro. They are hustlers, bro. They are charlatans. They are certified charlatans and con artists, bro. They say they care, but they really don't. They only care if you agree blindly or obsequiously with them. If you don't agree obsequiously with them, they could care less, bro. It is really a shame, yo. Yeah, this grifting, this fake love is a real social malady that needs to be eradicated soon.